What's going on, dudes and dudettes? So yeah, finally have some more news. Want to get to it before it gets piled up even more. So yes, LeBron James, I forgot to mention in the last video that he did make the All-NBA second team, which is pretty cool. He does deserve it. He probably would have been first team if he was fully healthy. Same thing with Anthony Davis, probably would have been second team, but yeah, at least one of my guys made it. I'll talk about another snub that happened later with those teams and how it could affect paying somebody, but yeah, overall, congrats to him, and hopefully both him and Anthony Davis are saying once they're 100% healthy going into next season, it should be pretty good, so we'll see. Then a pretty big trade happened earlier Friday morning today was that Kemba Walker of Boston was traded to the OKC Thunder, which for some reason they've been trading a lot the past couple years. They always make a big trade, and I guess Boston just wanted to get out of his big contract. I think he's owed $70-something million over the next 2 years, and then they also gave up a first-round pick because of that as well. So OKC has like 3 first-round picks now. But I know this article mentioned or put the thing out there saying that if the Lakers should trade for Kemba Walker, but I remember when actually dealing with the same team, OKC, what's his name, Kelly Oubre Jr. was traded from Phoenix to OKC, and then a couple weeks later, he was traded to Golden State. But that, even though he was making like less than $10 million, I think, for some reason against the cap for the Warriors, it cost them like $80-something million to have him for basically 1 year. And that's a crazy amount of tax you're paying just to have a guy, and he didn't even really play that much for them. And I'm pretty sure the main reason why Boston's getting rid of Kemba is because of injuries. So I don't know if the Lakers should do that, especially for a guy like that. I know they're trying to get him a couple years back in free agency, but I just think the ship has sailed for him. We'll see where he ends up, but yeah, please don't make that trade. Then the Chargers signed a couple of guys, I think around 4 guys, off of what is considered that spring league that just kind of happened, where these random city teams were playing of ex-professional players and ex-college players. It's kind of weird. I didn't really pay attention to it, but they did sign a defensive lineman, Willie Yarby, from Wake Forest. A lot of these guys I haven't really heard about. Linebacker Damon Lloyd, don't even know where he's from. Matt Seibert, a tight end, I remember he's from Michigan State, but that's about it. And then wide receiver Michael Bandy, another guy I never heard of. Pretty sure these guys are just there to take up some spots to be able to see and compete with other guys in case any crazy injuries end up happening. But as of right now, they just look to be camp fillers and probably won't make the team, but we'll see. Then, yes, a bit of news I saw this morning too on Friday is that Charles Barkley kind of made his intentions that he's going to retire soon. Luckily, it's in a couple years. He said he's going to retire at 60. He is 58 right now, but I'm kind of thinking that might be how long his contract is also with TNT. But he's pretty much saying it's because of cancel culture, because he can't really say anything. He has a long-running joke about big old women in San Antonio. It's pretty dumb. He doesn't mention like a specific name of a woman down there. He just, I guess, kind of makes fun of the whole region, and the bosses at TNT are kind of telling him to stop. And I haven't even heard him made a joke like about that until I heard him on a radio show the other day. So I'm guessing they have been kind of censoring him from doing what he wants, and they still have fun, it looks like, but I guess just not as much crazy making fun of everybody as they used to, and he can't even make fun of certain people on the staff as well as he was. So it'll be interesting to see who will be his replacement. I know the other I think it's like on Tuesdays, like during the season, I know it's Dwayne Wade, Candace Parker, the other host, and Shaq, but I don't know if they would give it to Dwayne Wade. Draymond Green is pretty good at doing that job, but he is still an NBA player at the moment. I don't think he's going to retire within the next 2 years, but if he does, I'm pretty sure he has a wide open spot for him waiting there at TNT if he likes. So it'll be interesting. It'll be sad to see Charles Barkley go, but maybe he'll get on a network like an HBO or something where he can curse and do whatever the heck he wants. It'll be pretty funny, hopefully. Then 3 Duke Blue Devils were invited to the NBA Combine, which should be happening pretty soon, I believe. I know it was Matthew Hurt, power forward, the shooting guard, DJ Stewart, and Jalen Johnson, the small forward as well. So a couple of the main guys that are leaving Duke for the NBA anyways. See what they can do. Hopefully go up draft boards and yeah, get drafted early. And then as I mentioned about the All-NBA snub, of course it was Jason Tatum. Surprisingly, he wasn't on there. I guess just because he had a good ending to the season didn't mean he could even make the third team, which is pretty crazy. But I thought he deserved at least third team, seeing the certain guys that were on there. And when you make those teams, I think it depends how many certain numbers that you actually, the amount of years that you do make those all NBA teams, the amount of money you could actually get when you're going for an extension on your contract, which I believe he is. I don't know if it's after next season or the season after, but it's usually the 5-year extension on your rookie deal, which is about 140, 150, which is a lot of money already. But excuse me, if he would have made another one of those all NBA teams this year, he could have had another 33 million, which is pretty freaking crazy. But yeah, those are very important. I didn't think Jimmy Butler on that third team really deserved it. I think Tatum had a better year overall than him. But we'll see. Maybe it could be an indication that if they aren't willing to pay him a certain amount of money, then he could be looking to leave earlier. They've already made a trade with one of their stars. Actually, the past couple years, they've been making trades with a bunch of their stars other than Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, who they have drafted. So we'll see how that goes. But obviously, hoping for him to come to the Lakers, where he should have been all along. And then, yeah, Zion Williamson is going through some weird stuff. He just had a coach for 1 year in Stan Van Gundy, and then now they got rid of him, which was kind of interesting. Why even bring him on if for 5 years if you're only going to keep him 1? And they all of a sudden had a difference of opinion. And I heard on I think a report from The Athletic that Zion's parents are saying that they don't like him there, and it's only been 2 seasons, which sucks for the smaller market places. I mean, New Orleans is a pretty big, nice market area. It's, you know, I think there's no state taxes, which is pretty nice on your paychecks. But I think he's already going to be able to push his way out of New Orleans in his first rookie contract, which is pretty rare to see a guy be able to do that. But he is one of the more talented, polarizing type of guys in the NBA right now. Of course, he's from Duke. Could end up on the Knicks. I doubt he's going to end up on the Lakers. I don't even think we really want him. But yeah, it's going to be pretty crazy. And even the stuff that happened in Dallas, a lot of moving parts there with the coach and GM leaving. So who wants to coach, Luka or Zion? You know, that's going to be the big debate. Then, yes, the Pac-12 has maybe been discussing or hoping to discuss about eliminating divisions, because right now it is a North and a South of 6 teams separated in the region, and you play those teams automatically every year, and then I think you rotate playing 2 to 3. I forget if it's, I know it's 2 officially, I forget if it's 3 teams from either North or South, depending where you are, and then you fill out the rest of your schedule with random teams that you choose from anywhere. I think they're more looking to do that to where USC can play all the teams in their same lower region in the South of America, or North America basically, and then play like the top teams like Oregon and Stanford, maybe even Washington, consistently every single year, so that it could be a better ending to see who out of the Pac-12 will make it automatically, because there is a lot of talk, as I mentioned in the last video, about that 12-team playoff. And even though it won't go into like official like 12-team playoff until like 3 or 4 years down the road, they might want to set this up now so they will have an automatic bid, because I think it's like the top 6 conference winners, something like that. And I think this last year, according to records wise, they would have been out because other smaller conferences were able to get more games and more wins. But that's just a non-liar, doesn't really matter. But yeah, it's just a just in case, and always make the Pac-12 more competitive. You have to, because not a lot of eyeballs on the West or on the East Coast watch us. So should be pretty interesting to see what happens. And then, excuse me, gives you more opportunities to get other teams involved, like other high caliber teams on your schedule to get you more out there and in the public. Then to end on some miscellaneous news, so yes, Angels and Airwaves just released a bunch of information earlier this week, that they're having a new album come out on September 24th, I believe it is, called Life Forms, and it looks pretty interesting, the album cover and everything. And they also released a new song called Restless Souls, which is pretty cool, so go out, check that out if you have a chance. And I also mentioned a new tour as well, starting in September, so right when that new CD or new album comes out. And I believe the very first show is, so I only heard this place one time, but I never really seen it. It's called the Riverside Municipal Auditorium or something like that. It's a pretty small venue. You could probably fit like 500 to 700 people in there. Has a balcony as well, and that's their first one, so I might be looking to maybe head out there. Should be very interesting. My second time seeing them, so it'll be pretty cool. And then yeah, for Blink-182 fans, the other week, I think it was the 20-year anniversary of their, I think it was their fourth album, early 2000s, called Take Off Your Pants and Jacket, which I don't know how they got away with that, but they showed pictures of a plane taking off, a jacket and pants or whatever, but I didn't even get the joke until, of course, I was older. But yeah, it's pretty crazy how they would do that. It's one of their better albums, in my opinion. Definitely has stood, the test of time. So check that out. And then, yes, the Killers, they are saying that they're going to be releasing what they call a very different album, according to what they have been releasing lately, which is interesting. I always like to hear what they got coming out. They're one of my favorite bands. So I'm pretty sure we'll get that later this year as well. So we'll see. And then also, and I think also New Found Glory, I don't have a picture of this, but New Found Glory did release a new song today. I forget the name of it because I've only heard it once. It wasn't too bad. It was pretty good. Check it out. I don't even know what the name of it, but what really got my juices flowing, as they say, Alternative Press had a pretty random Zoom call or meeting with three of the frontmen of some of my favorite bands. New Found Glory's Jordan Pundik, so the singer of the singer of Simple Plan, and then also the singer of Good Charlotte. It's pretty fun, nice 20-minute interview of them talking with each other and about their experiences and how they've pretty much survived this whole entire time of the pop punk stuff from the early 2000s, late 1990s, and are still going strong 20 plus years later, still making music and touring and stuff. And of course, Simple Plan and New Found Glory are teaming up. Well, they were teamed up last year, but they had to cancel the tour. They rescheduled for early September this year, so luckily I still have those tickets. I'll be going to that still. And then they also did mention, I believe it was Joel Madden of Good Charlotte, saying that they could throw like a big old festival of bands they like, and he kept naming people like secondary, newer, up-and-coming bands that I've liked as well. He said they can make a super punk or pop punk alternative festival and people would go to it. I know I definitely would if they were able to get some of the talent he's mentioning, but they also mentioned about getting at least a four group type of concert where it would be New Found Glory, Simple Plan, Good Charlotte, and Sum 41. So that like freaked me out. I had to stop the video and kind of control myself, because I mean, just thinking about a couple of my 4 favorite bands to be in one concert, it would be freaking amazing. I was just over the moon when I heard that. About hopefully they might be talking about it. You never know what could happen. Definitely is a lot easier to set up now because not a lot of people are as busy, but hopefully, and that's what I'm praying for, is that we would get a concert within the near future with those 4 bands. So be freaking awesome. Can't wait. Thanks for watching, people. Like and subscribe. Comment down below. Let me know what y'all think. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.